Folks, we got a heartbreaker. We got a sad story to share with all of you. Trust in U.S. news hits an all-time low. Oh no, corporate media. What happened? What happened, corporate media? Did you crap the bed? Corporate media? You probably did, didn't you? You took a big old sloppy dump. So let's talk about it. Trust in U.S. news media hits a record low. So less than a third of Americans, okay, only 31% of Americans say they have confidence that the press reports news fairly and accurately. So less than a third of Americans trust U.S. news media, a record low figure according to a new Gallup poll published on Monday. Oh, you see, corporate media, people just don't like you. And you know what else? I'm going to be arrogant enough and say Heartlands Media also did a 100% scientifically accurate poll. Who do you trust to talk about third parties and their real power? Do you trust Heartlands Media? Who's that Who is that handsome gentleman? He's gorgeous. Corporate media, ugh, gross. The God Emperor of Mankind, handsome individual. Hey, very good, very good. Or deep dish pizza. At least according to all the people who participated in this voting poll, 965 votes. Y'all trust Hardlands Media to talk about third parties. Corporate media was this weak, puny, impotent, not strong, completely flat 1%. Look at that. That 1%. I question the validity of that 1%. God Emperor Mankind, 11%. Deep Dish Pizza, 29%. So, folks, hold on. Lawrence Fine says, strike a pose, Kit. Hey, listen. There I am doing that pose right there. Who do you trust? You have to trust Hardlands Media, okay? Simple as that. 1, 2, 3. In fact, I should be seeing celebration emojis in the chat right now. There should be. Only 60% in your own poll. Too much democracy. You know what? That number should be much higher, but it's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. But let's continue back on. The year's poll showed a 1 percentage point drop to Americans who believe the media reports the news fully and accurately from last year. The trend has been on downward trajectory since 2018. Everybody laugh out loud. Hey Nelson, I think they're really being serious here. People don't trust corporate media anymore. I said, ha ha. For the third consecutive year, the number of Americans who claim to completely distrust the media remained higher than those who trust it. The new poll, however, demonstrated a slight drop, with 36% of respondents expressing complete distrust versus 39% in 2023. Meanwhile, those having not much very confidence in the media grew to reach 33% this year. A large gap remains between Republicans and Democrats, with only 12% of the former expressing trust in media, reporting against 54% of the latter. However, the partisan gap has actually been narrowing in the last couple of years. According to data aggregated by Gallup in 2022, for instance, some 70% of Democrats express confidence in the media because they constantly keep on telling you to follow orders. All you liberal Democrats, tune in to watch Rachel Maddow. I'll be joining everybody's favorite commissar, Commissar Hans. The pollster sampled 1,007 adult Americans living across the country. The survey was conducted over the first 2 weeks of September via phone interviews. Respondents were picked randomly for the survey. Gallup first asked Americans the question way back in 1972 and has conducted a media trust poll on an almost yearly basis since 1997. While in the 1970s, the trust rate hovered around 70% mark, it had deteriorated to around 50% by the late 90s and has continued to drop over the past 2 decades. Gee, I wonder what happened in the 90s? Well, let's see. George Bush Sr. got elected out of office, and this guy, you never heard of him, folks. Nobody important. First name Bill, last name Clinton became president. And you would be surprised what happened under his administration. I mean, there were Republican presidents and Republican politicians, not only in the past, but even in the present, that would be foaming at the mouth if they wish they could do what he did, such as get rid of Glass-Steagall, which allowed Wall Street to start raw dogging all of us. Bill Clinton, during the 90s, also helped write the crime bill. And nothing went wrong with that ever, did it? Same Bill Clinton who allowed the Democratic Party to become a neoliberal institution. And then finally, folks, you're going to be surprised about this. There was a thing that happened under Bill Clinton's watch called the Telecoms Act, which allowed corporations to buy all the media. And so since the 90s, the confidence and trust around the media dropped significantly. It's almost as if the policies implemented by the Democrats and their corporate donors, I mean their owners, and them allowing them for corporations to buy up the media has caused Americans not only to distrust the media, but all of our political and social institutions because it's all corrupt. To quote the great George Carlin, who's doing a Broadway musical in the sky, he's not vomiting in his grave. He's not spinning in his grave. He's doing a Broadway musical called I Told You So. And we are seeing it play out in real time. People don't trust corporate media because corporate media has lied to us. And we've seen I'm just going to name some high profile stories. The war in Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. Turns out that wasn't true. Russiagate was nothing more than a conspiracy. Oh, Hunter Biden's laptop story. According to the experts at CNN, CBS, ABC, New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, that was a fake news story. But it turned out to be true. The massive wave of censorship on Facebook, Twitter, Instagrams, and all over social media. Yeah. Oh, hey, wait. Remember when that nutless cuck of a wonder, Bernie Sanders, didn't defend his volunteers and supporters, not only in 2016 and 2020, because corporate media kept calling all of his volunteers and supporters straight white males? Because, hey, if you support the Bernie Sanders campaign, congratulations. Latinos, black men, black women, doesn't matter the color of your skin. During that time, if you are a Bernie Sanders supporter, if you look yourself in the mirror, you were a straight white male according to corporate media. And wait a minute. They didn't do their due diligence? They didn't do their job? Corporate media's trust has been deteriorating so badly that people can't trust the news anymore. And it's because of what our politicians allowed, what the liberal Democrats help usher in. And to which I have to say, it explains why corporate media is so desperate to be relevant on social media. But even then, corporate media, it's still not working because people have the option of tuning out. It's a job of independent media now to correct your errors and call you out for your own hypocrisy. So now more than ever, break away from corporate media and trust independent media. Because after all, according to our scientific poll right here, who do you trust to talk about third parties? 965 beautiful people voted in, and you can vote on this poll on our YouTube community page right here. Here you go. So if you go to the Hardlands Media YouTube page, look at that. Look at that beautiful channel. Look how big we're growing. If you go to our community page, for example, we got all these polls right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. If you go to this poll in particular, surprise, surprise. 993 now votes. You get Hardlands Media. Look at this. Hardlands Media, 60%. Who do you trust to talk about third parties? Meanwhile, corporate media, 1%. I'm going to end this segment with my favorite Logan Roy quote. Well, there are many Logan Roy quotes that I like, but when Logan is speaking to his son about how he lost the deal, or or Logan is talking to his son, and his son Kendall is talking to him about how he lost the deal. Kendall says, "Well, gee, Dad, I'm not like you. It's not a big dick, competition." Logan looks at his son up and down and says, "Kendall, life is a fight in the mud to get the knife. Sometimes it is a big dick competition." And you know what? Hardlands Media, swinging strong. corporate media swinging weak and flaccid. As we should all the time, every time. Even the dog next door is barking, and he agrees.
SWAT team took your neighbor today. Watch them as they walked him away. You told yourself extremists come in all different shapes. Met his eyes and lowered your gaze. Is it too late for us to ever change? We are collecting the dust of better days. They're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to be safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. Sheriff stopped your daughter today. Pepper sprayed her twice in the face. He must have had good reason if he'd treat her that way. At least that's what they've taught you to say. But is it too late for us to ever change? Once we're collecting the dust of better days, and they're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to feel safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. Feds arrived and had you detained. Said you'd made some posts they want changed. Tased you till you felt like you'd forgotten your name, or life before they had you contained. Oh, life before they had you contained. SWAT team took your neighbor today.